All right, talk to me. What we doing?
Just a regular lineup and taper, but for the beard, I would like it to kind of just be cleaned up and then fade more towards the top.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Hey, thank y'all for tuning in and welcome to my barber journey. Today, I'm going to show you a little bit about how I approach a bald taper with a curly top. I'm going to even share a little bit about how I style it at the end. I hope some of my steps can help you along the way with building your own system and your own journey. Let's go.
I'm going to start off and make a little C-shaped cut right here. And I'm not going to go too far back on his ears because I want to get a fade time to graduate a little bit. I want the beard to be dramatic, so I balled it out pretty low. And then this would be kind of high back here. This would be low, so we're going to leave it in the middle. Sometimes when I go straight across, but I went to this barber battle one time, and I saw this, me and my boy Chamel, we saw this guy doing this big old arch in the back of this dude's head. And it looked, actually it was even more dramatic than the one I'm doing right now. And we was looking like, this dude getting ready to tear this taper up. And man, we messed around, moved around the battle, came back. Man, that boy had the coldest taper ever back there. So me and T, needless to say, boy, we went right back to the shop and started doing that same taper. And man, we laughed about that for a while. But I don't do it all the time. You know, it just depends on the cut and the neck shape and all that stuff. But he has a more wider canvas, so it's kind of nice to do that on his. And I'm gonna turn the clippers upside down so they're not as harsh. For some of y'all that's just beginning, when you have your clipper this way, your trimmer, it's cutting at its sharpest. That's why I just do the line with that direction. But then when I'm cleaning this hair off, I want to go ahead and turn it upside down, and we just want to scoop that hair off. All right, so what y'all see me balding with right now are the Braun S9 Sports. These are amazing. They have a self-cleaning system, and that's big for me because I'm lazy. I'm lazy, but I'm particular. I like everything clean. I like everything sanitized, but I don't, the process that I'm gonna go through, because I want to be so thorough, it just slows me down. It takes away from my efficiency. So anywhere I can find to do something quicker and to make my transition from one client to the next smoother, or to not consume myself with so much cleaning when I could be learning more about my client or sharing with them, I'm always down for it. So. All right, so what I did right there was I took my Ergo clippers and I opened them all the way up. I made me about a 3/4 inch bar, and then I closed them, and then I started knocking the bottom out right here. Y'all gonna hear me reference a lot of barbers because I get things from other barbers. I learned how to cut hair on my own, but I got better like listening to techniques from other barbers, and I got that from Chuka. Shout out to Chuka, the barber. You know, I was like, I've been fading for years, but I was looking for more of a process. And he was one of the videos that popped up on YouTube. And yeah, I went and tried it. And out of all the ones I've tried, it fit me better. So I still put my own twist on it, you know, certain things I do in it, but that process definitely was inspired by Chuka the barber. So now what I'm doing, he wants his beard super dramatic. I'm opening them up all the way. Kind of doing this in reverse. And then I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna close them, and I'm gonna knock that top line out. And I could always go harder with my trimmer when I line it up later. Then I open it up halfway, and start killing that middle. That way it's really dramatically bald right there, and the line will make it look even more dramatic. And then instead of it going across, I want it on an angle. So now I'm gonna start opening this up down here. All right. I'll throw my number 1 guard on. And I used to do Chuka's thing where I knocked the bottom of that one out just like I did this one. But I like to soften, I like to debulk a little first. So I'm gonna go ahead and open it all the way up. And I'm just skimming it. If I lay it down hard, it's gonna knock it down too much. He wants to keep it dark. That's why that consultation is important too, so you can know what your client wants. It's not just about what you want or what you think will look cool. You can tell them, suggest to them what you think may look cool or complement their idea, but you gotta listen. And it's really important to get your parts clean. Don't be scared if somebody may have a little too much long hair on one side, because there's so much hair, nobody will be able to tell that you had to take that long piece off. But yeah, to make that line straight, if I have to take that piece, that's gonna make the whole cut look better. You could already see in here that it's cleaner now. And then be careful in the corners, because most guys got a little thinner hair there, and you could kind of mess up the consistency, or the look of consistency at least, by cutting that too short. So we're gonna do the same thing up here now. Be honest, should just knock this out in the beginning so you can just keep cutting. So next time, that's what I'll do. Anyway, we're gonna knock this down. I don't mind working with enhancements, but we're doing this whole cut with no enhancements. This is just all about the technique of me doing this style of taper with the long hair on top. Now I'm gonna open the guard up, I'm gonna tilt them just a little bit. Don't be scared to manipulate your client's position, the head. It's a team effort. You know, it's all about you doing it in a respectful way. Don't be scared. They want you to guide them so they could get the damn good haircut. If you don't guide them and you ain't giving them what they need, then it's a disservice. All right, so now I'm just feathering that up a little bit. And I'm actually gonna go to my 1.5 guard just so I don't debulk too hard right there. Get a little bit behind that ear. Use that corner just a little bit. Barely feather it. Now I'm gonna close it. Now I'll work on that bottom. I know I said I was gonna get my 1.5, but I figured I might as well do this while the guard is on there. Then I'll get the 1.5 and go up a little bit. Get your process down so you don't have to be scared to do it. Like, you know, this would scare somebody to go up this high with this closed, but I know what's gonna happen when I hit that next part. That's why you need repetition, so you can start to trust your own process. Like when I do one guard, I could already see what other guard I'm gonna have to come in with to make. I see pieces I'm gonna have to come in with a certain guard to get the effect that I want. So I'm gonna open it up now, lay that into the fade I just made. Notice I'm using the corner because it got like one strip of long hair that this is the comb, this is not catching. These are nothing but combs, y'all, just like this. So you can't just comb it without looking at what's happening. So once I saw that long hair that wasn't getting caught by it, I just took the corner of it and hit just that hair. So now you can't even see it no more because it's blending in. Here I'm pushing in just a little harder because he has curly hair and this is kind of popping off a little bit. So now when I take that 1.5 on it, because I did all of this work, it's gonna lay it down, boy. Watch. Something else that I'm gonna point out is really respecting the direction that hair grows in. So we like to go forward all the time, which you can train it that way, but his hair is growing in a swirl. So in actuality, you can even see behind the ear it's going down, and then it comes in there and it curls back over. So it's gonna fade better if I go in that direction. Got my 1.5 guard. I'm gonna go with it open first. See if it's any long ones that got missed. And I'm really just using the corner very lightly. Now I'll close it up. Then you want to look in your mirror, compare the mirror shot to what you see with your eyes. See, like in the mirror, I can see that it's too blunt right here. So we're gonna work that area out a little bit. Battery went out. That's why I keep 2 of these. Keep 2 of them. So if one of them go out, I'll clean them up, wipe it down. Shout out to Tune 45. I'll switch out, put this one on. Now I got a clean clip of charging. Bam. And then we back to the grind. So now I'm scooping up and off the head towards me. This is more detail work. This is where you can do the work that'll make your fade really start to blend in. This is where you're gonna get your blur from. Check that mirror again. It's getting a little better. We got some little choppy spots in here. This is where most people will use like an enhancement. So if you are gonna use enhancement, make the cut good first and then spray a little bit. But we're still not gonna do that today. We're gonna get them naturally blended with a little bit of extra work. That's where you get your value from. You know, it's where you may be a more higher charging barber, but the work you put in, people can tell when you really care about making them look their best. Doing your work the best you can do it. Instead of just being about helping people out and getting the money. I mean, we gotta get paid, don't get me wrong. We gotta pay attention to our business and get paid, but it's a people business, and how you treat people, that's really the business right there. I mean, you gotta be able to cut some good hair, damn it, but that's really the business right there. All right, so we're gonna switch to the half guard. Technically the 1/16. This is gonna knock that detail out right here. So I'm gonna approach it open. Start knocking that line, that demarcation process is really important. And I'm scooping outward towards me. And I'm gonna close it up a little bit halfway. I'm gonna work those corners to get those areas that the comb is missing. And sometimes I'm not just scooping this bottom line. Sometimes I'm going over the line, laying parallel with the skin, and I'm kind of feathering it, letting it grab a couple of those hairs and give it a blending effect. All right, so now I can tell this is looking so good that I could take this guard off now, and I could do the same steps without the guard now. This is the time where it'd be good to brush everything off, including your client. Give them a break from all that damn hair sitting on their face. What I do is take a blow dryer, and I'm gonna blow all of this off of them. Close your eyes real quick. Blow that off his face. That way all the loose hair is off. And if you got that loose hair off, now, when we knock this line out, you're gonna be able to see clear. You're not cutting on no loose hair. So I may not need to use this on every part because there's a blended area already. So I'm gonna just look at what's not blended because we done got down to that much detail. And you don't want to do too much. Sometimes we get so happy about it, it's looking so cold, you just won't stop working on it. Now I'm gonna look in the mirror. Check that out. If I see anything, what I do is I put my finger right on it. So this time I'm gonna open it up and I'm gonna go down with the grain. And the reason I'm doing that is because I used all my combs and it's gotten better, but it just still didn't lay the way the rest of those hairs did. And from experience, I know that if I lay it down, yeah, it'll get me there. All right, so now I'm gonna close it up and we're gonna hit that bottom line out. And we're still gonna knock that line out with the trimmer also once we line it up. All right, man. So we're gonna repeat that same thing in the back, the sides, and then in the end, if we see any detail that we want to tighten up, that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna get into this haircut and I'm not gonna explain the whole rest of it. And yeah, check it out. All right, so I'm gonna come back in from the speedy shoot to share this little part. So now, this is why you gotta follow your process. I went tighter here than I did over here, so it's not that much. But sometimes you get comfortable and you cut a step, and I realize, oh man, now I have to just blend that one down just a little bit. So I just opened them up and just skimmed all the way around, so it's nothing It's not a drastic change or difference. And then we good. We're back in the game now. Yeah, barbers won't admit it, but barbers make mistakes too. But still, barbers can make a mistake that don't look like a mistake. You know, that doesn't mess with the integrity of the haircut. Still get a client what they want. It's just, I probably could have been done a little quicker if I had just stuck to that. So stick to your system. And now we're back in the game. And we're gonna get to the end of this so I could get on that lineup. All right, so I'm gonna slow the video down real quick just to give this little note. So now you can see what that arch did. It made this area, I think this is like a nice tender area to make real light. It just makes it look more dramatic, at how the darkness drops in on the side right there. Again, I don't do it every single time, but sometimes I just do. Just depends. Now you can see it starting to fall in. I'm gonna close this up. Tap out that bottom, open it a couple notches, use those corners. So this part can have some consistency with the blend. I'm gonna open it up because I see a long one that looked like it got missed a couple of times. I mean, technically I could line this up right now and he could walk out of here and it'll be a golden look. But the difference in just a few more minutes of that detail, it's like night and day difference. It's next level difference. That's the best way I could explain it. Don't be scared to pull that ear down so you could do some behind the ear work. Believe it or not, that behind the ear work makes the haircut feel better. So if you have this all laid down nice back here, when it's time to line it, it's gonna look 100 times better than if you just left it shaggy. So I am bringing it down a little tighter because this hair grows back pretty quick. And when they have curly hair, it actually starts to look shaggier quicker. So go ahead and bring that stuff down behind the ear. Do the same thing over here, then we're gonna go ahead and line them up. Pull these cocos back out. And what I'm gonna do is start with the line up on the ear first, because I wanna get this the way I want it. I could already see the angle that I'm gonna take it at. I don't like them too hard, because when it's growing back, all of that stuff looks kind of ugly to me. But I don't like it too soft either. So I've learned to meet it in the middle and get a little dramatic angle on it. But how it drops from the ear lineup, to me, is the most important part. So I'm gonna hold it down real low so I can extend the clipper out. That way I can see over it. And I'm making the clearance around the ear that I wanna see first. But you gotta make sure to not keep going up. Because if you go up too much, it's gonna arch too hard. So now I'll come over and see where I want it to drop at. And I'm gonna meet that arch that I started It does not have to be perfect the first time. We could always clean this up. We could always tighten it. So I'm gonna keep coming back to where I want it to drop right there. And I'm just gonna keep patiently bringing them together. And eventually that line won't be there. I'll be able to bring it up. And now you can see that those two lines met. So now when I step back, man, so then I'll flip the trimmer upside down. Try not to cut people around the ear because it's one of the worst discomforts of a haircut. So I flip it upside down because the clippers are less harsh that way. But if you don't clean these little hairs off, the line up around the ear won't look that clean. So we're gonna go ahead and dust them off. Now I can act like a regular lineup. Lean it closer to his head, and I'm gonna really come around with it now because now I have that guideline I made. So now you just learn the technique for detail around the ear line that anybody can do. And it'll change your game. I like to clear that ear a little bit. It's kind of old school, but not as hard as the old ear lineups. And I think when you mix that, some of that traditional stuff with new, it just look raw. All right, so I can lay that hair down a little more. So I'm just gonna let the order that I want my clippers to lay real lightly on its end. And right now I'm not worried about hair. I'm just worried about following this line and making it neat, just like we did with the ear lineup. Now watch when we do the same thing and we flip the clipper upside down. Knock all of that off. Now start cleaning up all that other stuff. Because when you step back, you gotta treat your eyes like a camera. You gotta zoom in sometimes, you gotta zoom out. So watch this. I'm zoomed in right now. So my eyes are like closer than that lens is. I'm spreading the skin, I'm getting these little hairs that are getting missed because I know that when I step back, it's gonna look clean as hell. I'm gonna spread that skin a little bit. And you can also just take a razor over this part. If you are gonna do the aggressive way like this, make sure to be very light on the skin and do slow strokes. Do not do long, lazy strokes because it's gonna irritate the hell out of that skin. So now you see we got a nice clean lineup right there. Still a little bit of a line right there, but now I can see it better and work on just the bottom of that line. Then what I'll do is look at where do I want that. This one is higher than this one naturally. So what I'm gonna do is create an effect by taking this hard line out. So it grows a little thinner right here. So it's back a little further than what we would prefer, but you don't want to take it back more. You want to make it look natural as possible. So I like to touch it and fall away real gentle. Then clean all of that out. So I'm literally lining this as if these two did connect. And then before I do this other side, what I like to do is put the hair down real tight. Put my comb here so I can see what kind of angle that side has, and then get an idea of what kind of angle I want on this side. So I'm not too far off. They may not be identical all the time, but I want them to be as close as possible. It's another part of what makes it look cleaner and more professional. It could be a good cut, but not have that professional feel to it. The detail makes it feel professional. All right, I'm gonna start at his middle point. This area is a little thinner, so I'm gonna work this side first, and then I'll make this side match. And we're just gonna start that line up. I'm gonna lean in front of the camera a little bit because I wanna make sure that I follow that line all the way around. So, and then we'll follow up on the other side. And yeah, we're gonna drop the music and finish this lineup. And let's just see how we end this up. And then check it all out at the end. So when I line my mustaches, I like to show a little bit of the lip. Sometimes people let me know they don't want to see that much of the lip line, and I respect it. But if they don't, I think it looks nice and dramatic. It shows the shape of our lips a little more, which I think makes the whole lineup look more attractive. This is my personal opinion. It don't mean it's law, but it's my law. And he has thinner hair. I mean, this is actually a young, transitioning teenager to grown men. So some of that beard hair is thicker in some areas. So even on his lineup, on the beard, I'm not gonna go super hard. Worry about going super hard on every single part of it. Main thing is getting that heaviness at the bottom that he wanted and that hard fade at the top. Because he doesn't fill in right here. So not yet. You can see it coming though. Every time I cut him, I can see it. So now what I'm able to do is get more of an angle line right here. And we just kind of create our own beard layout. Make sure you understand the angle of how that other one is starting. Sometimes you go out this way, you go down first. Here's I went down first. And then right above the earring, I started to curve it in. And then I made it meet right under the chin. I mean, right above the chin, right under the lip corner. But again, you see we don't have everything that fills in over here. So I'm gonna actually arch it a little harder. Start off where I left off on this side. I'm gonna make that point that I want to meet. Then I'm gonna look at where this one ends. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. basically gonna hook this on the back of his shirt, open up the sanic strip, but leave the front, and gonna turn him around to the light. We're gonna clean up that neck here, because again, the detail is what sells. Ugh. The detail sells. Detail sells. Might have something right there. So I just like to go down smooth, real soft, get the peach fuzz hairs off of there. Make sure that neck is clean, because if the neck is not clean, the cut is not gonna look clean. And then don't be lazy. Go ahead and lay his head back just a little bit. So that way you can get the neck cleaned up a little better. A little more precise, I should say. And I want to be gentle. Again, this is a young guy with developing skin, so I want to preserve it as much as I can. These clippers can be harsh on people's skin, so sometimes for the sake of a clean line, we'll cut somebody the hell up. But I'd rather be as gentle as possible and preserve that. But when you tilt them back, you can look at them in the mirror, shape that neck better. You know, they might have a lady or a girlfriend or something, man. That's their area right there. So, you know, they appreciate when they get down here and it's all nice and clean. And then even if they ain't got girlfriends and stuff, just to look up and see it clean themselves. It feels good, it looks good, all that. All right, last thing I'm gonna do, sit them back up, and then I'm going to double check this lineup. We got a little bit of a lean to it. It's like a little natural lean. So what I'll do is I'll pinpoint where it starts, and then I'll come around to it. Then I'll turn the client towards me a little bit. Now I can see it better. I can literally see the dip. But you also have to be careful because all of our heads are shaped differently, and sometimes it's just the shape of a forehead. There might be a different shape there, so you can't always make it look that way in the mirror. But this one I did see that we had a little dip on it, so I'm gonna turn them back to the mirror. And so now, same thing over here, just a little tiny bit over here though, not that much. So we're pretty much done now. One thing I like to do is clean up that hair around the eyebrow. It makes the haircut pop out better. And I always ask them like, hey, do you want me to trim the middle? Some people do, some people don't. You want the middle? And we clean that off. Be very gentle in there though. You know, men are caring about our details more these days. So I always ask that. And some people think it, but they're uncomfortable asking it. So it's kind of cool that I ask them, because then it gives the sense of, oh, it's more common than I thought. You know, we don't feel like we're alone. Because I got some big ass eyebrows and I never used to shave them. And now I do. And I don't care no more. All right. So we're done all of that. We're gonna slap this razor in here. All right, so I used the level 3 shaving gel. Just gonna put a couple of little dabs on them. I don't like the overly saturated. So if it was a shorter haircut, I'd probably do it downwards, but since he has the hair that's actually coming over, I could come right up to his line up with this razor. We'll clean that off a little bit. Stretch that skin, and look at the details. Don't just run this razor by them over them because you want to look out for bumps. If you could avoid causing any bleeding, that would be great. So when you're razoring, you want to be kind of micro close, like really up in there, because I can see where I'm stopping. Every time it's the same place. I don't want want to do too much on the skin right there. Just hit the top of that beard. All right, and we're done. Set them up. Let's put that antiseptic on. After you put these clippers on people's skin, there's a lot of abrasions that you can't see, so you want to make sure that you're cleaning that out, just like if you got a cut.
Man, these days, I think styling the cut is like the icing on the cake. You know what I mean? It's a courtesy. It's a feeling. You know, you give them that mirror, and they're looking at that mirror and see themselves like fully ready for anything, man. You just, that's the value right there.
So what I like to use on almost every single head is this Suavecito pomade. Oh my goodness, premium blends pomade. I swear I use it on white, black, Hispanic, Asian hair, every type of hair. You want curls, I use it for curls. You want waves, I use it for waves. You want a comb over, I use it for comb over. And then sometimes I'll use Ashtae's Heavenly Foam. Put a couple of those in there. Gotta give it more of that wet but not greasy look. So the way he's rocking it is more of a natural kind of free flow style. It's a little too long to sponge. So you just want to make sure that it's parting, dropping kind of evenly. And that lineup with that looks good. And then I'll take it off. And I'll give it one more of those. Boom. Shake it. Wait, hold on. Give me a dramatic shake. A long one. Keep going. We're gonna do that in slow motion. All right.
It's featuring Little Money with 2 P's.
Featuring Bishop.
Yep.
And then when I post it, I'll tag you on it, all right? We'll collab on it. All right, man. Thank you for allowing me to do that. And that's one more taper done.